I can share back my screen as I'm waiting for the other person who had issues. So the container will always take the size of what is inside it. For example, if you put a text, then the container will take the size of that text. If the text is small, even the container will be small. If the text is big, then the container will be big. Then what we can do to modify that container to make it bigger, after that container, I can add padding to that container. We have what we call padding, which is a property. And that property has a widget which you can use, which you call the edge insets. I think the edge insets there.
Yeah.
So I can say padding, then I use the edge insets widget. Then if I put a dot there, they are going to tell me that there is 0. By default, it's always 0. There is all, there is from LTRB, that is left, then top, right, and bottom. So I can first choose all. And that is always, it takes a float, I can set 20.0. So when I use edge insets, all, it means from the left it will be 20, from the top it will be 20, from the right and from the bottom it will be 20. Now let me see what the difference.
I'm already seeing on mine.
Okay, you are seeing it. Okay. I think you are seeing that it has increased in size.
Yeah, it's now big.
Yeah, because of what? Because of this edge insets, it makes it bigger. Meaning that from the left, this text is 20 away from the left of this container. Even from the right, it is 20. Even from the top and bottom. So the text is what? So it is this text which is 20 away from the container. From either sides, left, right, bottom, and top. So that's what padding does.
Hey.
Yes.
So if you want to specify, what if you want to specify?
Then you use the other option, which is left, right, top, and bottom. Specify what you want in the
Then
left.
0.
Then 0 doesn't have any padding. Like by default, it's always
default.
Okay, let me first unshare my screen such that you can solve this one's problem.
It's back.
It's back. It's on and so we are saying that if you want to edit from left to right, you can write edge insets dot. It will bring you that option from left. Now you can define from left, from top, and right and bottom. Let me say from left I want 30.0. Then from top I want 20.0.
Hey.
Yes.
I got a poor connection.
Okay, you're going to share back your screen.
Okay.
Let me first stop sharing mine. So we're on this option where you can change the padding from left to right, top, bottom, and use different values. I can save and we see how it looks like. Let me try to use bigger values. I make this one 90, then I make that one 20, then I make this one 55, then I leave this one like this, and you see the difference. I think now you are seeing the difference. That from the left it's 90, so it's bigger. Then from the right it is 15, it is smaller. Actually from left it's 90. Then from top it is 20. From the right it is 55. And then from bottom it is 15. And you see that from bottom it is very small. That's how we use the padding. Then another thing we can use, because the padding, because when you look at padding, it only changes what is inside. So it changes what
Text,
is inside. Yeah, the text. So what if I want to change the position of the container from the screen? Because I can decide that I want my container to be in the middle of the screen. So how do we change that? So that one is called the margin. So I'm going to use the margin property. And then in my margin property, I'm going to use a widget, which is the edge sets again. I'm going to use the same widget, which is edge sets. Then it has the same things. It has the same things. So I can say all, and maybe I can say 50.0. I can press Ctrl S and I save. I think you can see that for it adjusts the distance from the left, from the right, from.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, that's how it works.
So for all, it's supposed to be the center.
For all, it's not supposed to be in center, but
Margin. Yeah.
I think you can see the fact that it is 50 from the left, and then from the top, and also from the top is 50. It will not look at the bottom and the left. It will look at the. It will not look at the bottom and the right. It will look at the left. And the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how the margin works. Also, we have this option, which is symmetric. We have this symmetric option, which is there. And for the symmetric, it takes the vertical and the horizontal value. So if I want the vertical value to be 50.0 and I want the horizontal value to be 100.0, but it will show an error. I need to put a comma here. Luminate position of arguments 0 expected but found it. Okay, let us say vertical, put that value there. I come here and say horizontal, like that. So here you have to define the vertical, and then you also define the horizontal.
Metric, that's what.
Symmetric, for it considers the vertical and horizontal. Let me run it and you see the difference. That's why it tells you to enter the vertical value and then the horizontal value. And then you have to write there the word vertical, horizontal. So you can see the symmetric that from the vertical, it looks at the top and it gives it a value of 50. And then from the horizontal, it gives it a value of 100 from the left. So someone can decide to use symmetric. Those are the different edge insets we have. You can choose any you want to use. That is how a container looks like. You can also decide to put anything you want. You can decide to put an image in that container. You can try to put an image inside the container. Because the container can take in something. If you want to include an image and then you want to resize your image, then that container will work for you. So I can remove the text.
Wait.
Yes.
So if you are putting an image
inside the container,
we are going to use the same procedures of yesterday.
No, like after already I have the images in my popspec.yaml file. They are already there. So I don't have to go there since I'm using the same file which I was using yesterday. So I'm going to remove this text widget and I replace it with image widget. And then inside this image, that is the image widget. Then inside the image widget, I'm going to have the image property because I want to define the type of image to use. And then I want to use a network image. That is network image. Then inside, I'll put in the location of my image. And my image is in the assets folder. And it is called space1.jpg. Now I can save. Let me first remove this margin and I save. Control S. I think you are seeing the image.
I am seeing it.
And you are seeing that the image is taking 90 from the left, and it is taking 20 from the top, 55 from the right, and then 15 from the bottom. Now you can see that the padding can be well defined when you are using an image. So if you want the image to take the whole container, just remove the padding. So if I want, I can leave the margin there to not affect the. So if I want the whole container to be an image, so I just remove the padding. I think you can see.
Yeah.
That now the whole container is an image because we say that when you don't define the padding, then the container will take the shape of what is inside it. If it is the image which is inside, it will take the whole image. Even this color which is green will not be reflected there because it has taken the whole shape of the container. It is that padding which can define the other parts of the container. That's how we use a container.
So if you remove padding, the colors and other things, they don't come.
Yes, because the widget, the container will take the size of what is inside it.
Okay.
So you can see now the effect of that padding to the container. So that's all about the container widget. The most things we use in a container is the padding and then the margin. So then we can look at another widget. We because we are done with looking at the container widget. Then you can look at another widget. We have two widgets we are going to look at, and these are very important widgets. We have the row and the column.
Excuse me, that's right.
Yes?
Excuse me.
Yes? So
But nothing is.
nothing is coming.
Yes.
What's wrong with you? So now what we are going to do, go back to your Flutter Doctor, to that folder, you open it, and then you look for Flutter console, you open the Flutter console. Then when you open
Which folder?
the Flutter folder, you open it, then you see Flutter console. When you see open, you double click on it and it will open, then you run a Flutter Doctor from that terminal. It will open a terminal. And now we have other two widgets which are very important, which is the row and the column. Like you have been seeing that whenever I wanted to include something in the body, we had to remove the existing data. I think you realize that one. But there is a possibility whereby we can use many widgets inside the body. And the only way we can do that, we can either use the row or the column widgets. So those two widgets, for them, they can enable us to include multiple widgets within that widget. So I'm going to remove that.
The what?
Like we are going to first look at the row, and then we shall look at the column widget.
The row, eh?
Yeah, the row widget.
Okay.
And we see how it works. So I'm going to remove everything from here. Let me just cut it from there. And then I'm going to create a row widget there. Row.
Excuse me.
Yes.
It's not working also.
You have seen it, the console.
Yeah, but I typed the Flutter Doctor, but it's not doing anything.
You first wait for it a bit and we see.
Hmm?
You wait for it a bit and we see. Because for that one, it always works, but I don't know if it doesn't work. Maybe the challenge was in the installation process.
But at first it was working.
At first it was working.
Yes.
Then what
When
happened?
the time when
The time when we are doing what?
I could whatever type the Flutter Doctor in the what? In the command thing prompt, and it would come, it would run those things.
Maybe try to first restart
I
your
would also
restart your computer and you see.
I've restarted many times. Should I just uninstall them and reinstall them?
Yeah, actually that would be the best option. And actually I
Okay, I'm
think
going to just
I'm going to send you another video which we are going to use when you are installing. After this session, I'm going to send you another video. It will be better.
I think that's better.
Okay. So now inside this row widget, I'm going to create a children. There is a property called children.
Okay. Thank you.
So let me type children and I wait for auto completion. Okay, let's bring that option. Now inside this children.
Children, eh?
Yeah. And I think you are seeing that this children is having these square brackets. Now inside this children, we can put in any number of widgets we want. We can put in any widgets, any number of widgets we want. Let me first paste the other. See, we want
Yeah.
the other widgets. First undo. I want to get back the other widgets such that I don't forget the things. I cut it from there. I create a row widget, a comma. Then inside I create the children. And then inside the children, I can paste the other things there. And after the container, I can add another widget. And here you don't need to create a child when you are adding a widget there. You just type the widget directly. So I can create a text widget inside. Can put one hello. Then I can
Semakula, repeat.
I repeat what?
Semakula, first repeat after children.
So inside the children widget, you can put in any widgets you want. Like I have pasted the other container widget which I had. I have pasted it inside the children. Then I have added the text widget which is here. I'm going to add another text widget. And inside the children, you can write the widgets directly.
After children, I lost my connection.
Like in the children widget, like in the row, you say that the row has that property which is called the children.
Yeah.
And that children, for it, you can put
Okay.
any number of widgets you want. Like I've pasted the other container widget, which is here. It wasn't there at first.
Directly without properties.
Yes. So you can just put their widgets directly without properties. Like the container widget is now there. The text widget is there. Another text widget is there. Now I have two text widgets within the same widget, which is the row. I can also create a third widget. Maybe it is also a text widget. So here you can create any number of widgets you want. Now let me run and see. Control S. Are you seeing that? I have an overflow.
So we don't need the what? The properties, eh?
You don't need properties. There you can write widgets directly. So here I have an overflow. What I'm going to do, I'm going to remove that image. Let me remove this image and replace it with a text. I can say my container.
I've seen.
Then I can remove this margin. I can remove the margin property. And I save. I think you are seeing that. Are you seeing that?
Semakula,
Yes.
I'm not seeing yet.
You are not seeing your light screen. I think you are seeing on my screen that I have my container, which is colored green. I have hello.
I'm seeing it.
Now you are seeing all the words are compressed. Hello,
I'm asking you, why are they on the same line?
because this is a row, and the meaning of the row of things are on the same line. So when you are using a row, it puts all the things on the same line.
I wanted to ask.
Mm.
Okay, I'm seeing I'm seeing hello world row.
You are seeing hello. I created the hello from a different widget. I created word from a different widget. I created text from a different widget. But you are seeing them on the same line. You know the reason why? Because this is a row, and when you are creating a row, meaning that all the things must be on the same line. And you haven't included any method which can separate them, which can give in some space. So what I'm going to do inside this row, are you following? Are you following?
I've been off. I've just come back.
Okay. So now we are
I have to work on.
what we are going to do.
Hello.
What we are going to do.
Hello.
Yes, I'm hearing you. Hello, I'm hearing you. You are not hearing. Yes. So you are not hearing me? Yes.
I was having poor connection.
Okay.
I just come back.
Okay, but this session
I was asking. I'm not hearing you.
Okay. So like we are saying
I was asking why I don't the same word, same line.
Because this is a road. When you use the road, it means all the things are going to be on the same line.
The words hello word.
Like when you are using a row, this is a row. Like I think when you are drawing a table, you know what a row means and what a column means. So for a row, all things are on the same line, on the same horizontal line. That's why we are seeing them on the same horizontal line. If you use a column, then the things will be on the same vertical line. Meaning that when you use a column, then you see hello that's on another line, then you see out another line and on another line. So I think this session is about to end. We shall connect back in the next session, which will be our last session. Then we can use what we call a main axis. So we have what we call a main axis alignment.
Okay, I now get you.
We have what we call a main axis alignment. When you use main axis alignment, then we can get some spacing within those words. So I'm going to use the main axis. Okay, we are supposed to use these ones, not inside the row, not inside the children. We have